This is That Comic Smell podcast, featuring your hosts,
David Robertson,
Giuseppe Lambertino,
Mike Sadaka,
and Tom Stewart.
Lovely.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, there's always space for them. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got a bowl?
Yeah.
I just called the mic again.
That's right.
I get confused. It's when the two of you are in the same space.
I'll take Mike, I'll take Tom, I'll take Arsehole. It's
Tom would be best.
any of them.
I sometimes get called Neil because of Neil Sedaka.
Yes.
I used to get called Eddie a lot for my granddad when he was suffering.
Is that how your surname's supposed to be pronounced?
Sedaka. No, it's Sedaka. But the one of the letters that's in the
Right.
How's it supposed to be pronounced?
Sedaka.
Something.
Sedaka.
Thank you. That's the proper
What's its origin?
Nice shot.
Persian. Persian.
Wow. Oh.
Guys, I've got freebies here for you. You don't have these, no?
No, I don't. And I was
What is
looking
it?
at them at the corners though. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
It's published by the University.
Oh, this is your stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
I tell from looking.
So Chris almost
Style.
a few.
In that, you've got your own style that I recognise
you
as artwork.
recognise it?
That's what I mean.
Cool, man. I never recognise it. Always do quite glossy magazines.
Yeah. I saw the big banner at the con, and I thought,
Oh, great
I
stuff.
wonder if we've got it, but I never went that far.
Oh man. It's like an awful lot of sweet and
We'll come to it a little.
stuff and
We'll come to it a little later, but we've got our first gift from Avery Hill Publishing.
Alright.
oh cool.
Yeah.
Is Nando coming? Do you know?
No, he's away in.
He's on holiday, isn't he?
He'll be glad to be away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Going to Barca, picking up, spending some hours in Continuera. I used to live on the street that comic shop was on, but I was like in a comic hiatus. Not. I was just in a period where it was completely out of my radar for like a decade or so.
Your money was being spent elsewhere.
Yeah, I did go in once whilst living there 2.5 years, but most of it was in Spanish or Catalan, so I just had a quick look and then I did one. But it's a great shop, big. I could see him blowing several hundred euros in there easily. My only excuse is that I'm going to play football later, so
You
Why are you doing that again?
yeah, so I could do with some
Energy, yeah.
fake energy, make-believe energy.
Yeah.
I'm not, so I'm gonna
High energy and then, I can't be asked for their footy.
This is actually my
That's better.
This is my routine. I like to have an orange when I finish my tea.
Why not?
Keeps the
It's
keeps
a
the
nice
energy going.
It's just got to be a real habit. It was actually my son that did it. He was always like,
It's a good habit to have
he
that.
cut them up this way, and I was sitting watching it all going on, and I thought, I copy him. You copy your kids, eh? You learn from them.
Cute like learning something from your kid, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's how my dad got into bird watching. Because I do it. Feather variety, that is. I got this yesterday.
Oh, nice.
So you see the pages that are in here that
Yeah,
are missed out in this story. And I found out why.
Really?
Yeah, to release these ones.
Get to
They
the
have to have,
certain number.
Yeah. So not only did they miss out pages, they had to change captions to make the
no
story
way.
flow. So you got like I was
Of
looking
course, because if you're taking
Yeah.
panels out from an original story,
Yeah.
you've got to like rework it, I suppose.
That's right. So some of the panels have been reworked. And,
Talking about Valerian now.
Yeah, and it's like you'll get half a page that's different from, like one half of the page is different from the equivalent half. So it was pretty bizarre, but it was still enjoyable.
How many's in that then?
That's 3 stories in that, including the first one, which predates this one. Shows you how Valerian meets Laureline. And then the one after that is the one that's made into the film, City of a Thousand Planets. Empire of a Thousand Planets.
Isn't it the first 2 that the film's making up? I thought it was the Shifting Waters and...
I don't know. I was thinking it was maybe just the one story and they were going to sort of elaborate on it. I mean, even though it's like, even though it's a short story, there's lots of stuff they could sort of work on just keeping into that.
I'm going to be honest, right off the bat, I wasn't into it.
No?
No. Wasn't into it at all. I found myself getting quite bored.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was just because it was very much of its time or what, but just wasn't into it at all. I got about 10 pages from finishing it and just couldn't do it. I gave up.
Did you really?
Yeah, I gave up.
Wow.
I just couldn't do it. I was really forcing myself to read it.
There were no elephant men in it either.
I know. It wasn't that I got freaked out. I was really forcing myself to read it. I thought, if I'm forcing myself to read it this much, it's not worth reading.
Didn't you like the...
Visually, it looks nice. I'm not hot on the characters, but I liked a lot of the scenery and stuff that they did. When there's a bit where...
Is that... Sorry to...
No.
Is that a previous incarnate? Has it been made into a film before?
As far as I know, it's not, but there's a cartoon series done in France that's been out for a few years.
Oh, so what was that footage? What's that?
There's photographs of the film.
Oh, that's a new one,
Like
right.
concept art and some publicity shots.
Sorry.
Including with the authors.
Right? No.
Sorry, go on, Tom.
There's a bit where Valerian's running away from some bandits and he gets shot at on a bridge and the bridge collapses and he goes smashing through a window. All of that in general, it looked great, it flowed really well and I liked the way that worked. But the words and everything that were following along that, I thought, just, what the fuck? Like, I just didn't care. The visual made it up itself, but it actually starts saying, Valerian is being shot at and he jumps, he has to make the shot. I really hope I make this window. And I thought, oh, shut up. Like, get rid of the speech bubbles, like, just focus on the visual. There's a lot of stuff I would have just, personally just scrapped.
Do you think maybe it's different in French? Possibly.
I don't know. I just wasn't into it. But like I say, it wasn't anything to do. It wasn't anything specific. It just didn't grab me.
Yeah.
And I was really forcing myself to read it. But visually, it's stunning because some of these landscapes and there's the bit where Laureline gets shrunk. Right there, these little panels here. Just like I can see that'll pan out very nicely in film.
Yeah.
Especially with the technology that they've got now. But it looks great, don't get me wrong. Just not
enough in the story.
Doesn't out for me at all. I just couldn't get into it.
There's some of the pages that were edited out.
I
meet the cowboy.
I read them. They were in my version.
Not in mine.
Yeah, that was all in my version. We're going to the ranch.
I was going to say, maybe you were lucky as well that you didn't have the full version because that sounds like you'd have had 20 more.
Yeah, well, it must have been about here. I think it was actually the introduction of the rancher, and I just went, oh god, what? I just got to here and thought, nah, fuck it. I give up.
I'm a bit disappointed these editions have got pages missing.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought them, they didn't exactly say, hey, none with 15 pages to
Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it?
£7 a pop and
they're taking stuff out of it.
Yeah.
Paperback.
I saw this as well.
Oh, that was cool. Did you like that?
No, because it just reminded me of something else that I didn't like.
Well,
oh, right.
It reminded me, they did that in Doctor Who.
I thought.
Oh, right, no, there's a really shit film that's out just now that they did that.
Not like The Prisoner.
No.
Bubble thing.
No, I like all that. You know that crap series, Divergent, or whatever? The really crap teenage film things that they're doing at the minute. It's like Divergent, Allegiant, all these crap films. Unfortunately, I've sat through some of them, and at one point they get to a point where they go into bubbles and start floating, and I went, fuck it, okay. And it started doing this, and yeah. I was skimming this though. See, by the time I got to here,
I thought this was quite cool how it came out.
This is where I gave up. So by the time I got to here, I wasn't even reading it. I was just looking.
I know what you mean. I also felt it had a bit of a lull in that.
Yeah. I mean, this looks great.
I did.
Visually, I could honestly sit and go through these books as art pieces, but the story's pants, in my opinion. Obviously, it's not. I'm not saying it is full stop, because obviously they're very
I think they would have been great to read when you were a kid.
Yeah, probably.
And if you weren't thinking about how, I mean, it was really wordy. And you know, I was reading it as well, kind of feeling bored.
Yeah.
But I wanted to keep going. It was a funny thing. I didn't have that, I'm bored with this, I'll just stop reading it. I wanted to keep going.
Yeah.
There was something about it.
I'm just at that stage where I've got that much to read that
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, nah.
Sure.
If something's boring me, then get fucked.
Yeah.
To put it bluntly, not in like a. It's not in a negative light to them, because they're, like I say, they've got their good points, and I think they look great. And I understand they are very well received worldwide. Like it's a big thing, and there's a reason that they're making a film about it. It just wasn't for me.
First thing I noticed was that they'd made a mistake with how he looked.
Because
Sunday.
because he's all like skinny and
He's
everything.
skinny in the first panel he's introduced here.
Yeah, and then the next thing
And then he's like,
fat guy.
he looks like me. Then he looks like he's been eating all this stuff on tablecloths.
He's quite muscular in some captions, and he's quite quirky in other ones.
Yeah, but look, it's like, whoa, he's been eating a lot in these few panels, hasn't he? But I quite liked the chemistry between Valerian and
Laureline.
Yeah. I'm with you with the story. It wasn't the best, but again, I really liked the art. But I liked their interplay and Valerian and her Laureline.
Laureline. It's a name they made up.
Yeah.
But since making it up, over 2,500 women in France have been called Laureline.
Oh right.
And about over 1,000 people are now named Valerian after the character rather than the historical figure. The number's actually at the introduction of that book.
Yeah.
But she was only intended to be a bit character in the first story, and then because she was so popular, they kept her on.
He said, yeah.
Yeah.
There's another famous character in films called Laureline.
Possibly named after
Laureline
her.
Hardy.
I like that.
Did you set him up for that?
This is a nice collection.
But I'd go to. I'd probably go see the film, see what it's like.
I would like to go see the film because, as I said, visually the book is stunning. So to see that now as computer generated images on a big screen will just be absolutely mesmerising. But
Some real sets would be nice as well.
Yeah, I just hope that they work.
So this is like a comparison of
Yeah.
some.
But there is a
Games
slight
and
bit of
elements.
retaliation here because after Star Wars, the creators of Valerian and Laureline created a character who resembled the Grand Moff Tarkin that Peter Cushing played. And I don't think anything really became of it. I think both sides kind of admired each other's work enough not to pursue anything legal.
I should bloody well hope so. I've got a piece from Nando that I'm just going to read out quickly. Nando said, because obviously he can't be here, Nando said, now he read both of them. He read City of Shifting Waters and Empire of 1,000 Planets. So he's got a piece about both, and I find it a shame to leave it out just because we didn't read it. So I'll just read what he said. He said Valerian and Laureline, or Valerian as in its original title, is one of the best European science fiction comics you can find. Created by, I can't say the name. Does anybody know how to pronounce the names properly?
Was it Pierre Christin and is it Jean Mézières? I might have got the first names muddled up there.
Mézières, did you say?
Yeah, it's Jean-Claude
Mézières.
Mézières and Pierre Christin.
Yeah, that's it.
They expect us to not be able to pronounce it.
Yeah. The comic tells the adventure of our two spatio-temporal agents who protect mankind from rogue time travelers. Originally created in the late 60s for the magazine, I'm assuming it's Pilote or Pilote.
I think.
It quickly gained success for its fantastic scripts and incredible art. Christin's scripts brought humour, but also serious political discussions. Mézières illustrated fantastical worlds and aliens with ease. The combination of these two talented creators allow us to enjoy a series well worth a place in any library. In the first book, The City of Shifting Waters, Valerian and Laureline are travelling back to 1986 to stop Galaxities? Galaxities? Worst megalomaniac criminal. I never knew how to pronounce that. Is it Zombul?
Or Zombul, or...
God, this is just showing how I can't pronounce things. I found the art in this book more cartoony, in quotation marks. Mézières improves in style as the series progresses. I thought the story is a wee bit rushed at the end, and perhaps Laureline's adventure (brackets when she travels to rescue Valerian) close brackets could have actually made a better storyline than his. Despite of this, it's worth the read and is a good introduction to our heroes. In the second book, we are presented with a much bigger scenario, the huge solar system of the Empire of 1,000 Planets. In this larger-than-life adventure, we visit Sirte, the capital of the Empire. Sirte homes the Imperial Palace (brackets home of the last member of the ruling dynasty) close brackets, the greatest market of the Empire, a gigantic spaceport, and the mysterious enlightenments. I can't say half of what he's written. As we read along, we find out who really are the enlightened and what they are planning. Politics, mystery, kidnapping, slavery, rebellion, space battles, everything has its place in this adventure. Our heroes triumphed again, leading an uprising that brings prosperity to the Empire. As main characters, Valerian and Laureline balance each other. He is the classic hero, brave, strong and kind. She is intelligent, more independent and has more determination. I like how Laureline is the one rescuing... I like how Laureline is the one rescuing Valerian, despite the fact that Valerian is always criticising Laureline's actions. This is a recurrent theme in the series. I originally read this series in Spain when I was 13. I really enjoyed it then. 30 years later, you see things with different eyes, but I still enjoy Valerian comics very much.
Good review.
Yeah. Hernando has a way with words. It's just a pity I couldn't read half of them.
Enlighten us, enlightened.
Enlighten.
The Darth Vader lookalikes.
Are they baddies? Because that's just a literal translation to Illuminati, isn't it?
Well,
that's what
kind
Illuminati means, enlightened ones.
I suppose what they call them the
That's what
antagonists, because they have their point of view as well. They look like knights in armour, and they're reckoned to be possibly part of the inspiration towards Darth Vader's character. So they reckon.
I'd probably give when I've got some time, I would probably give some more of them a read, I think.
See, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't say it was the best ever stories I've ever read, but they are very good and they're very high up my
There's
list.
something about it, isn't there? I want to read more as well.
Yeah. But then, yes, I did actually prefer Laureline's adventures to Valerian's, of course.
Yeah. That was probably the feedback, and that's why she was in it more.
The only real criticism people have said about the trailer is that how come, even though they're both talented actors, how come they chose two actors that resemble brother and sister?
Yeah, they kind of do actually.
Who is it?
It's
They're on here. The guy that played Harry Osborn,
it's Cara Delevingne and
the Enchantress.
the guy from. You ever watch Chronicle? You ever
No.
watch Lawless?
No.
I saw him in the thing about
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
the vampire.
Can't remember.
What's that zombie? Oh no.
Oh,
was a name.
Life After Beth.
Life After Beth.
Yeah, he was
That's
the
in that.
boyfriend in that. Yeah,
That's them.
you'll recognise him when you see him.
Yeah.
He's a really good actor.
Mm.
Yeah, I really enjoy him. Chronicle is an amazing film. And he's like the central character.
I wouldn't say they look particularly alike.
Watch
there.
the trailer. Watch the trailers.
The one thing that did get me is that he's not exactly the strongest guy in the world,
No.
and yet in there, like Valerian's still put across as like he's like for an agent, like it's kind of hard getting up these stairs.
Well, he looks like a
even-
regular guy. He looks more like a
Yeah.
Bond.
But he's not.
kind
He
of
doesn't look like a regular guy.
No,
he
he
looks
looks-
weedy and
Yeah.
and even in the trailer when you see him in his Hawaiian shirt,
Cheers.
he's very he's very skinny and like,
Well,
he just looks kind of weedy compared to
The-
Valerian. Valerian's still put across in a way that he would still be perceived as like a strong
Yeah.
they interviewed
super agent type.
the two guys that created the characters in this book, and they said that Valerian he's not meant to be super powerful. He's meant to be sort of normal human
Oh, yeah,
strength.
no.
But he's based on a singer that one of them couldn't stand, who was good looking, but they didn't like his songs.
Hmm.
I'm not even going to bother pronouncing his name. I don't know if any of you guys would have heard
Why,
of the
why,
singer.
why
but,
would they base him on him if one of them don't like him?
I think it was just
Try to think of who he would be.
the fact that Hughes Alfrey.
Who's Alfrey?
I don't know him.
I'm assuming he's a French.
Yeah, he's more along the lines of an existing model. We absolutely didn't want a superhero with superpowers and super muscles.
No.
We drew our inspiration from a singer we didn't really like, who was a bit of a whippersnapper, but also rather handsome.
Fucking hell, I'm gonna have to have them one of the mid ones as well.
Yeah, no, there's no choice in the matter.
I'm so weak.
Well, if nothing else, I've learned that there's pages missing out of that copy I've got, and I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
Even if it is a shit story, you want your money's worth in pagination, don't you?
Yeah. What was that one?
I see.
I got this on Amazon,
Right.
but in the shops it's £24.99 for £5.
£24.99.
I'm very glad I didn't actually buy them. I was very close to buying them on eBay before we
Buying them all.
Well, no, just just the first two.
Because you've
I was going to buy the first two.
It's not for you.
And then I thought, no, I'm not going to buy them. I'm going to read them.
Yeah, you did right.
Mm.
All lot of stuff that then you think you're gonna like and then
Yeah.
you don't, and you kind of don't want to admit it because you spent money on it. Like, fuck. Don't like the art, don't like the story.
Yeah. So you were kind of you were along the same lines, but just kept going though. You were kind of bored
Well,
with it.
I said it when I spoke about this.
Yeah.
I was reading it, and it reminded me a bit of when I first watched 2001.
Right.
And I thought, this is so boring, but I really want to keep watching it for some reason.
It's quite funny you make that comparison.
And that's really what it felt like. I felt like something was going on, and I was intrigued enough, even though it was willfully trying to shove me away by being so bloody boring, you know?
It's interesting that both of them came about at the same time in the late 60s.
That's a good point, yeah.
It's funny that you make that comparison as well, because that's another thing that I got halfway through and went, this is shit.
I
And
love 2001.
I
I
made-
don't even know why.
I made my way through it,
Yeah.
just, and I mean like eyes sitting like way closed, like this is fucking terrible. I just can't. No, I'm sorry. I may just be very small-minded when it comes to that, because I know a lot of people.
If you kind of look it up with the symbol, the supposed. Are you on about Space Odyssey?
Yeah.
If you kind of look in the documentaries about Kubrick and the supposed symbolism that he was trying to portray in the story, that adds a lot to it. Like
I get
stuff
that,
to Alan Moore.
But that's the same with comic books again. Man, we had this whole conversation about I don't want to have to watch something, be forcefully made to watch something numerous times just to get it.
Right.
It's the same thing, and I sat through that and went, if I can't get this in one sitting, nah.
Spoiler alert, and he turns up in a zoo, an alien zoo.
Like, fucking, nah.
He's sitting there in that room, mind, and he gets fed every day. He gets clothed every day. He's actually ended up in a zoo.
Who?
The main character on Space Odyssey.
Dave Bowman.
Oh.
Love it. Do you know what's really spooky about that scene?
He never sees them. He sees the mirror.
You can kind of hear them. You can kind of hear the voices. In the, sort of.
Yeah, he knows he's being watched.
That's a great film. Let's watch it.
I've got a soundtrack to it.
Yeah, so have I. The music's mad.
Oh, come on, let's be honest. Like,
The music's
fucking some of the biggest music you can ever get, but
Yeah. You liked the ape scene though, did you?
Oh,
The ape
that's
scene
all
was
with
good. Yeah.
I much preferred the apes. I much preferred the ape
Plus
scene
that for the
in,
whole film.
Much preferred the ape scene in History of the World Part 1, though, the Mel Brooks. Right, where they all go up and they're doing that, and then it just turns out they're all vigorously masturbating. Fucking brilliant. And then they all fall down like, oh!
I've not seen. What's that?
I've never seen that, but I do remember when it came out.
Yeah.
What's it called?
History of the World Part 1. There was no Part 2. It was brilliant. It's got the whole bit at the start, like, it's that whole thing, it's that whole startup. But it just, as the apes are getting up, you see their silhouettes and they're on their chest, and then you just see them. Yeah, you see the arms going down slowly but surely, and then just gets to them all with.
That's probably what happened.
And then they all just collapse in a heap, and you just see them.
Puts a new spin on Fred Flintstone. Oh, I should have brought those new Fred Flintstone comics. I'll do that next time. DC have released Fred Flintstone, Wacky Races, and Scooby-Doo lot.
Wacky Races?
Yeah, what do you call them? Dick Dastardly.
That ain't gonna work, is it?
Dick Dastardly is like...
they're all skewed versions of each one of them. So, like...
And there's Muttley.
They've done one for Scooby-Doo. They've done one for Scooby-Doo where it's like Scooby-Doo in the apocalypse and all this kind of shit. The Wacky Races one. It's the Wacky Races one. Sorry, no, the Wacky Races one looks like Mad Max and all this kind of shit. Like,
Dick Dastardly looks like he could win the whole thing.
Apparently, the Flintstones one's actually pretty good though.
I've got some of the Flintstones ones. They were really hilarious. I was laughing through much of that.
The
Mr. Slater is a complete bastard.
Yeah, the Flintstones one's meant to be like a commentary on politics on a whole. And how war is like fucking atrocious, and how like corporations
Fred was
all run it, and that's what it is. It's like the underlying tone behind it.
Fred's like an ex-soldier,
but it's all done through the prism of the Flintstones. So you're laughing, but you're still going like, oh fuck, like.
Who writes it?
Oh God, what's his name? It's the guy that the Prez, the new Prez with the girl for DC. I can't remember his name. Which was good as well, actually.
I thought the first issue of that press.
That was good.
I thought it was alright, but it wasn't enough for me to.
No.
I wanted to find a title that I could fall in love with and just keep buying every month that was regular. You kind of, I want that, but.
It's as well you didn't anyway because they wrapped it up with.
Yeah, exactly.
It was one of those that it was only a 6-issue miniseries and it got to the 6th issue. Was that?
What did I see for sale the other day in Forbidden Planet? I didn't realise. So they brought out fucking Hellblazer again. Under the name Hellblazer, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why stop it in the first place, you
that was
fucking morons.
That was the... It's a
New 52, wasn't it?
No, I think it's...
Yeah, they stopped it at issue 300, then they try to relaunch it with that Constantine.
Well, they've done it twice. Yeah,
Yeah.
saw it twice. Yeah,
That
the,
would
the
wank.
new one, the new one's apparently not too bad.
Wank. And then, Hellblazer again, yeah, because they wanted to basically roll it into the same fucking universe.
It's a 14 issue miniseries as well. Fucking that Hellblazer. They did one with Lucifer as well. But apparently those two, they're not too bad. Like they're kind of written and done by people who roughly know what they're doing. They're not just fucking going with it like, oh yeah, fuck it, just make any old shit up. Not read them myself, so I can't really say. But
Is that Valerian done then? Or we settled on Valerian?
I like it.
No,
No. Yeah, got that.
I didn't think it was by a cat. I thought it was good, but I don't know why it was good. And that's often the best sort of good things.
Yeah.
You don't know why you like it.
Yeah.
Nice colours as well.
Yeah.
I was wondering if they recoloured it.
Colours are different in here
Are
than
they?
this one. Yeah, most of the colours are different. Surprisingly.
I was genuinely thinking that as well. If they had
Yeah, because it looks
Reading
so. I don't know, it's really clear, isn't it?
Page. So
Yeah. They've probably redone it based on what they say.
try and look for one that's not
I actually
got
like,
bits cut
I
out of
actually
it.
like the look of the characters as well, the cartooniness. Like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit.
It's got a different feel to it. than
That's
you
the
would
way
expect.
it. In a way.
Yeah.
See, these pages.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
See them.
Is that just because of the paper it's printed on, though?
Maybe. I'm trying to find pages that are the same, but
Yeah.
this one's
They look
clearly
like
got
colours
bits that
for
have been
different pages.
taken out.
it's the pages because that's
That's a
what-
map. That's a
Yeah.
map.
Yeah.
That's the
There
gloss.
There we are.
There we go. It's
Yeah.
the same. Yeah. Well, those two were published close to each other, though. I wonder
Comes
like,
out
if
a
you got
bit
an
more in
original.
the glossy one, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Although I will say that does look. I think that looks better. than
Yeah, I really like the
It's
look
just
of
a
it.
pity
Yeah.
that it's missing half the fucking story.
Apparently, at some point, years down the line, he drawing it, he thought, okay, I'll draw it more like the characters more realistic and changed the style of it altogether. Did that for about 3 books and then went, oh no, I'll go back to that again. So the storyline goes along, but
Yeah, because he
actually
doesn't look
changes.
like that
Like
in
years
the
down line,
story
so it went on for
that I
decades.
read.
Right.
In that he doesn't really look like that in Shifting Waters, does he? He's a bit more.
Well, there's a gradual change, but apparently there's an absolute change. I'm going to start drawing them different now. You know that thing you were saying as well with Star Wars taken from this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the Kirby's Fourth World as well. That often the same things come up there because, well, you've got like Mr. Miracle and being the hero of that, and Darkseid's in it. And, you know, even if you look at Darkseid, the shit he's got like the helmet.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Darth Vader, like the bat.
When did
And
that
it
come
turns
out?
out that was like early
70s.
70s. And it turns out Darkseid is his dad. You know,
Yeah.
as you get through it, and they're all there's a force. It's called the Source. They're all, you know, so it's full of stuff like that. You know,
Right.
so there's lots of things where it's like Lucas is always a bit. But he was well into comics as well. That's the thing. I'm sure he owned a comic shop and things in the 70s.
Oh, did he?
Oh yeah, he was well into comics. He liked Mobius and everything and all this stuff. And well, I mean, he must have been reading Howard the Duck in the late 70s, so he was involved enough to be reading that. But he's always like, oh yes, Joseph Campbell, yes, The Hero's Journey, that's right, yes, I was reading all that. Fuck off, you were reading Jack Kirby.
He also watched a lot of Japanese samurai films because one of them he got very highly influenced from. I don't think it's something he hides.
No,
so-
the Kurosawa stuff.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
one of Akira Kurosawa's films in particular, and it's one of the ones I've not seen, which is why I struggle to remember its name.
What is it?
Seven Samurai.
No, it's one of the lesser
Hidden
ones.
Fortress.
That's
That
magnificent.
might be. That sounds familiar.
That's,
that could be
Hidden
the
Fortress
one.
based on the Seven Samurai film.
This Magnificent Seven that fucking just straight
Yeah.
copy Seven Samurai.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the Western version of Seven Samurai. Magnificent Seven.
And for a few dollars, A Fistful of Dollars was based on Yojimbo, but Yojimbo in turn was based on Red Harvest, which was Dashiell Hammett novel set in Prohibition, small town America. And that I have read, and I would like to see a comic book version of it. That's when you see the man with no name in his original form as a dirty private eye detective who knocks out more lumps out of the enemies than the enemies do to each other.
So kind of like Dirty Harry.
Yeah, except only name he's given is Continental Operative. Or Co-op, I suppose.
So they took it and just went, that's a good name for a bunch of supermarkets. That's great.
Who's going to mess with us now? Oh, and a lot of that would have influenced this. See that guy when he was selling us this?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I think he did a really good...
Say what it is.
This is... Now, I'm not sure if I get the pronunciation right. Hot Schnitt.
No, shit.
Or shit. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, it's hot
I
shit.
imagine
Shit.
it's... Yeah.
That's how he sold it, because he kept going like, is that not enough shit for you? And get a load of this shit, blah 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 blah. And he would rattle off and he'd be like, is that a whole lot of shit?
He has loads of this. He's got like recipes for disaster, a taste of shit. There's also shit water, the official eau de toilette of Jack shit, because ladies love the smell of shit in the morning. Then they shit your bed.
How do you spell it?
SCHITT.
Jack shit.
Yep. Oh, but he knows. He knows.
I like that. That's good.
It's not as good as the martial art he's expert in. Who flung shit? Which I found quite funny. I mean, this is like the guy's name. I'm not even sure.
It's on the inside cover, I think.
Because I did spot a name in here. I think Gordon Johnson.
Yeah, Gordon Johnson. Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he was really funny, and this
salesman.
is full of like funny scenes. He just knocks out someone and says, "Don't mind him. He just got shit faced." or his boss comes up to him and says, "Hey, Jack, you look like shit."
Actually, there's a lot. He picked a good name because there's a lot of scope for gags, isn't there?
What he says again? The official comic adaptation of the trailer of the film.
This is so funny. I mean, if I see him again at one of these comic cons, I hope he's done more.
Hopefully he has hot shit too.
It's a good idea that as well, isn't it?
Hot shit too, even shitter.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
It's
hotter shit.
It's like paying homage to action films in the 80s. He catches a guy trying to nick his car.
Yeah, I like the cover as well. It's like a proper...
Oh, yes. It's got like hot shit, the witness of shitness, or witness of shitness. There's another thing there.
Y'all
like
love being
ninjas.
so much shit, aren't you?
And he's got his own song. I mean, the chorus is like, "You don't know jack shit." It's brilliant. He's the cop on the top, and he never going to stop. Going to clean up the town, send all the perks down. And I'm not going to sing anymore. I don't have a singing voice. This is fun. I hope he's done lots more. He sold it to us in a VHS cover and gave us a couple of badges and.
For
$3.99.
That's not bad.
That was good. $3.99. Everybody else is selling stuff for a $5 and £4 and he sells it for $3.99.
But this guy, he was he had the gift of the gab.
He did. I love hot shit.
I mean, it's not a single person that isn't beaten up there that hasn't had a shit related comment after he's been knocked to the ground.
It's brilliant.
I like it. It's a good first bit. Jack shit. A cop on the edge. A maverick on a mission to clean up this city. One scumbag at a time.
Oh, fucking brilliant.
It's good. Did you buy this as well?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, but you've not read it yet?
No, not yet.
I don't want to spoil things.
I'm still making my way through my pile of stuff. I'm still making my way through my pile of shit.
I brought along some other goodies that I've been reading. This is the first volume of Dragon Ball Super. There's a new animated series out where Son Goku and Vegeta, his rival, are recruited by Vegeta. It's actually a pun on the term vegetable. Because Akira Toriyama done lots of puns of objects like musical instruments, vegetables, even drinks. And they come across an Egyptian-like cat god of death called Lord Beerus, and Beerus is a pun on beer. He's accompanied by an angel called Whis, and that's a pun on whiskey. His rival is Chapa for champagne, and he's got an angel who's also got a pun on a drink. Artwork's really good, but I was surprised to see it's not Akira Toriyama himself who's done the artwork. It's Toyotaru has done the artwork, but Akira Toriyama's been credited with the story. It's a really good book. A lot of the old characters come back, and there's a lot of new characters, and artwork's always really good. Here we look through there. This little guy I got, believe it or not, when we both went to dare I say it, the Karma Sutra, which is an Indian restaurant. For anyone that's wondering.
Run for it.
Bring the scandals. This is Settle Petal, and it's done by Alfie Pound, who's a local comic artist. And it's got a tribe of early settlers are making their way through the Firth of Tay to find safety. Got some nice ideas there.
Now, yeah.
There you go. Another one which Tom got is Toxoplasmosis. I think you got the full set, but I just went for this one. It's a comic by the University of Glasgow, unlocking the secrets of this mysterious parasite. And it's written by Jaime Hall and Edward Ross, and illustrated by Edward Ross, and scientific advisor Dr. Lilla Shiner.
Now, if I remember rightly, it is Edward Ross that does Filmish.
What's that?
Wait a minute, I'll just double check. Yeah.
Well, I read it the other day, and really informative. I'm kind of hoping they do some more on that. Oh, and this one here is
Filmish.
I see.
It makes its way around the cons, but it's also in shops as well. It's a whole history of film, but in comic book form.
Oh, right.
He was at the con last year, showing that book off, and I recently went into FOP in Edinburgh, and it was sitting on their shelves. So he's done not too bad for himself. But very nice style. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into that Toxoplasmosis thing. The other three as well. He does all three.
Makes it easy to understand, which is a good thing. Plus the bright, colourful pictures.
Plus it was free.
Oh, I just realised there's one I haven't brought with me. I left it behind accidentally. It was The Amazing Women of Science.
Oh, fantastic.
But I've left that behind, so I'll probably try and bring that next time. But
did you get that at the con?
Yeah, at the con.
Who was that from?
It was a couple of ladies did that.
The alphabet one.
Yeah, that's it.
The alphabet book. Yeah. That was really good.
Yeah. So I'll, if I mind, I'll bring that. I keep on saying I should try and remember to bring that spit and image graphic novel I have, but I always forget that as well.
Yeah.
That's now in my home, so.
Gosh, what's the name?
But here's one I got on Amazon. Remember I was telling you about the Persian comic?
Yeah.
This is it. Rostam, who's a famous mythological Persian warrior, and this is one of his epics, because there's this huge epic of thousands of pages, and lots of masterpieces, paintings have been based on it. And it's not like a lot of Western epics where it follows the life of one person. This goes through several generations, and it's intertwined with history. And the most famous character from that is a warrior known as Rostam, who's battled demons and demon kings and dragons and all sorts. And he was partly associated with the legendary Simar, which was a fearsome eagle that could match the
Did you
phoenix.
get this at the con, or
No, I got this from Amazon. But I noticed that Persian mythology is often neglected when compared to likes of Greek or Norse mythology. Here's one I got in Edinburgh a wee while back.
This
This
is called
is
Beef Madness.
sea creatures. Reef madness.
Oh, Reef Madness.
Well, I like Reef Madness. Did you get that?
Oh, and I should maybe point out that Bruce Bahmani wrote Rostam, this version, and Carol, I apologise for the pronunciation, Alstetter was the illustrator. But sea creatures, Reef Madness has got. Let's see if I can. Christoph Kazanovi is the writer, and Jittery, I think that's how you pronounce it, is the artist. But this is like a wee book about natural history in comic form.
Oh.
So it's like there's a character, a little girl with the aquarium owner and a sort of apprentice or intern, and she's like asking questions about all these marine animals. And it's got some funny wee illustrations. It puts lots of facts there. Everything's really bright. It's all in captions, and then at the end of some of the pages, it's got a wee fact bubble, and then the last few pages are like highlights from one of the other books, which is about dinosaurs. And you can't go wrong with dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
The demon Etrigan. This is one of the. I didn't expect it to be so funny.
All of them on 52, yeah, on the new 52.
Yeah, this is like the early 90s one. This is hilarious. This had me in stitches some bits. Look at this.
I like it how they always have to be spoken to in verse.
Yeah, well, he's not always done that, but when he does it here, it's funny. Let's see, I saw typical pictures involve gangsters getting their faces punched in. They get flamed on, but you get introduced to a character called the Hitman, who's basically he's not a muscly guy, but he looks awesomely quite hard. And then he's has the unfortunate bad luck of being picked on by a demon, which Skull.
Is that Hitman as in Hitman? Vertigo Hitman.
It will be,
Looks
yeah.
like it, yeah.
This is his origin.
That's Ennis.
He gets his eyes like, yeah, this is thingy Ennis, Gareth Ennis.
Gareth Ennis. Yeah.
So Hitman gets his eyes distorted, his brain partly eaten by this demon, but he survives. And he teams up with Etrigan to get these insanely ugly demons that gate crash a gangster's funeral. And the gangsters, they're all complete mugs. There you go. That's the Hitman.
Yeah, that's Hitman. Yeah. Hitman.
Yeah.
Hitman.
The Demon's going to get released. All 16 issues that Jack Kirby did is going to get released in October. I think the 17th of October.
17th of October.
Yeah. So
17th of October, the Demon.
Yep.
I love
Collection.
it. I love it.
Have a wee look. These comics though I got from
Randy
Comic Con,
Singers.
but I haven't read them yet.
Is Randy singing this?
Not sure yet.
It's not, that's his buddy.
What's
The
he look
Demon's
like?
buddy. He's got like a turban on.
Oh, I've seen glimpses of him in other comics, but I
He's
don't
not
know
in
if
this
I've
shit.
come
He was
across
always
it.
in it in the old
The guy
ones.
that's a pillow is in
I
there.
remember when they
With the
started
thing.
messing around with costumes, and I was like, "Who's this fucking Spider-Man with this black outfit on?"
Yeah.
I remember that.
Ah.
Like, what's going on?
The black.
yeah,
yeah.
I was like, "What's going
Well,
on?
these
What's
are-
happened?"
These are the comics I got from Comic Con. I got Web of Spider-Man's number 8, then Web of Spider-Man 48, 93 and 94. 3 of them are to do with the Hobgoblin.
That's a great cover on number 8. Charles Vess.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, when he got his black costume, that's from the original Secret Wars, when the
real-
symbiote that later became Venom.
Real Secret
got
Wars,
him.
the original and best.
And
And
then
then-
standing on the front like.
Then
That's
I got
right, yeah. What's that?
What's that? What?
Tales of Mystery and Imagination
I was
from
gonna
the
say-
horror at
Just to go back quickly
Mhm.
to this, I never understood why he had just squares on his hands.
That's where the weapon comes in with the alien costume. He doesn't have the alien,
Yeah.
so he just goes like
Just
that
goes
and
like-
comes out there.
All right, but why? But Venom doesn't do that. And
Oh, he
he's
does.
Got, he's got
Oh,
it.
yeah.
he does. Venom has it going out like
Oh,
this.
does he? I thought he
yeah.
did that as well. I thought he was
Yeah.
like, "Fuck you, Spider-Man."
Nah.
No.
I suppose being part of the alien, he could if he wanted to, but usually it's the same as all the symbiotes. Just
So that's why it's white.
Yeah, it's like his wee patches. Makes his hands a wee bit more noticeable as well. And bizarrely, it's like when you see the Dragon Ball comics, some of the characters can change their hair colour blonde. And that was just the way of saving ink.
Oh, right. Okay.
So, although it's just a tiny wee space on their palm, I suppose every little bit helps.
Also in the thing of Spider-Man, I heard recently that in the new films, he doesn't have Spidey sense.
That's a bit odd.
What's he got?
I don't know.
A mobile phone.
This popped up.
Terrier Studios of Dundee College. They've got their Tales of Mystery and Imagination. So I've not read this one yet, but it looked really good on the inside. So they have 4 of them, all centred around horror stories. One of the things I liked was the Raven story, and one called The Wolf Laughed. It looks like Ollie Reed from the Hammer films. But I'll still to read some of these.
That's good. Zombies.
Comics. Yeah.
Zombies.
And then there's one called Skinny Dipping.
That looks like
Anthology.
that looks like
From the 50s or something.
Creepshow 2.
Right, in the header.
The EC comics.
The skinny dipping thing.
Yeah.
From the film, from the Creepshow film.
Okay.
There's a bit where they went out into like a wee sort of floating islands where they were all diving off, and this thing comes up through the water and starts fucking killing them.
Have you seen Zombievers? It's one of the funniest horror films I've ever seen. It's part horror and part horror. One guy gets his knob bitten off by a zombie beaver bursting through the toilet. But when the beavers bite you, you turn into a zombiever. So it's like your blood-soaked zombie with buck teeth. The beaver's tail.
Zombievers.
It's fun. That's plenty of skinny dipping in that film.
Zombievers.
So that's my swag.
Your swag.
Big swag, big bag,
Oh yeah.
Good job. Well done.
big swag.
Cheaper.
Anybody got anything else that they're reading this month?
Yeah, I got.
Yeah.
Well, I brought this.
Boy
Commandos.
Oh,
Jack
that,
Kirby.
how old's that? A Simon and Kirby special.
Yeah.
Wow.
Early 70s reprint. Was stuff from decades before.
Was that from Glasgow you got that?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like £3. I thought, I'll get that. But always like, I think you can tell when it's Simon and Kirby, the art's different, the inks and that. I think Simon did a lot of the drawing as well.
Alright.
But I like this. I hadn't read it before, and I opened it, and I was surprised because the opening.
Brilliant.
And it's set in the war. Boy commandos in the war, but the opening of it was like, what's this? It's a science fiction thing at the start. So it's like people in the future finding out about the boy commandos. It's kind of the. So it's science fiction, which I didn't know until I started reading it. I went, oh, bonus. So.
And then
it goes back. And then it comes back around again at the end to the future sort of thing. It's just a really nice comic, man.
It's a
nice comic.
good bunch of
The
pages.
adverts. The adverts are really good.
Don't be half a man, Mike.
I've got them in quite a lot of the comics.
September 1973 reprint.
Wow.
There's classic lettering that I always tried to do as a kid.
It's like Superman that.
That's
And
what, yeah.
copyright 1942 Detective Comics, renewed 1969.
There you go.
National.
And does it have that smell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like the old Things to Come film. Have you ever saw that one? The old
Yeah, the
one.
1936
It's like, it reminds me of that. Yeah.
one, yeah.
It's that sci-fi style. But that was a great find.
Yeah, nice comic.
I got an issue of Elemental Eternals, sorry, as well, Kirby for the 70s.
Yeah.
That was £1.
£1?
That was £1. Funnily enough, Nando came over and said, have you got any? I was looking through and I was like, yeah, but they're all a bit expensive. And he's like, what sort of price? And I went, well, look at this. And I pulled up that and it was Eternals, £1. And I went, oh, okay, I'll take that. That was the exception that proved the rule.
Yeah.
Wham! Now it's your turn to dry up and blow away. Oh, Mac, you're a real man after all.
That's a famous advert, that one.
Yeah.
The young salt
Yeah.
that made a man out of Mac. But what else? I got a few things. Oh, I got the latest one of that Transformers collection.
So you did.
Because it's on, you know, they released them all out of order now. So, like, the first one they bring up was number 14 or something, and then the next one is number 36. And they deliberately put them out into shops now in the wrong order. I guess it's because, I don't know. I suppose if you buy one, you're already deep in. Like, if you buy the first one, you know, I don't know what the thinking is, but I was keeping an eye on it, and this week's one was number 1. It was like volume 14 or something, number 1, and it was the first 4 issues of the US series, and the first 3 from the British comics. Yeah, so that was good. Transformers book. Trying to think what else I got.
All my
You got
taglines
your-
and theme tunes from the
You
80s.
got your
are
book
coming
you
out.
were in.
No, that's a pile
The
up.
Kid Commandos, and they beat up this. They're hidden inside Mummy's sarcophagus, and they jump out on the Nazis and beat them up, and then leave them in this big pile. That's excellent.
You
Oh,
bought,
a bit Boy Commando fun.
you bought the book that you were in.
Yes,
Ah.
but it would be bad taste for me to bring that up. See what's
Oh.
in it. I didn't buy it though. I got my contributor's copy. Love
Oh, did you?
Bites.
Okay.
Love Bites. I'm told it's all sold out. The run's gone, so maybe
That was
there'll be another. Maybe there'll be another.
Zoo Dominic.
Zoo Dominiac.
Dominiac?
I've learned how to say it since I last mentioned her.
Is it Dominiac?
Dominiac.
Right, Zoo Dominiac.
Yeah.
What's that?
No, that was like
That's the girl,
2
right?
weeks ago. She made
Oh.
that comic, so she's probably done another 6 since then.
Yeah, she's
She's
good.
It's non-stop,
she's good.
and it's all good stuff.
She's it's like a machine.
Yeah.
She just pumps them out.
Comics
These
making
comics.
machine. Yeah. Oh, and I got that the free comic book day, the Fantagraphics one, the world's best cartoonists. It was like a sampler thing. It's got Jason in it. And
What's the deal with Free Comics Book Day?
free comics book day.
Yeah.
What is it?
Do you have to go into a comic shop and say, can I have a comic?
No, the companies actually print specific comics for it,
Oh, right, okay.
and then they go to the shops and they're free.
Oh, right.
They're not free to the shops though, I believe. They have to pay some.
Yeah.
They have to buy them in. So it's like a promotional thing to get people in the shops.
The shops have to pay for them.
Yeah, that's
And
why
then
some
they give them
shops
out free.
never did it.
Some
Yeah,
of them have
Right, I was going to say, I
So-
wasn't
some of them now.
intimately
Yeah.
aware.
So some of them now as well have started being pretty cheeky about it, and have started saying that you can only get the free comic day comic if you buy so many comics in their shop
Yeah.
first.
Okay.
So it's like buy 5 and get your free comic book day comic.
So yeah, I mean the Glasgow con was good, eh?
Yeah,
So
it was.
Go around and
Yeah.
It was really good.
see.
Not as many cosplayers as previous events I've seen. It was good seeing some of the unusual guys. There was a guy dressed up as Kingpin,
Yeah.
Wilson
Yeah.
Fisk,
He's good.
He was
And,
there
uh,
last year as well.
and the Predator. I got some pictures taken with the.
Do you know, for no
Of the
reason
Predator.
whatsoever, I sat and watched Predators last night.
Yeah.
Now it's got Adrian Brody in it.
Yeah.
You know it?
Yep.
Yeah. Goodness me.
The one that the
Very
Advert-
Lawrence Fishburne's in it.
yeah, the
Ah,
advertisement, the trailer for it was completely different from the actual
Right.
film. The trailer had, at one point, Adrian Brody puts his hands up and there's all the red things come on him.
Oh yeah.
Well, in the trailer it was like they fucking covered them. They went like,
Oh.
and they all start coming up.
So you sat with oh.
Yeah, whereas in the film he puts his hands up and there's like,
There's
what,
one.
4? Or 1 or something, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. Whereas like in the trailer it was like fucking tons of them.
Yeah.
This month I've actually read, well, I bought Kids Are Weird again. Well, not
Yes.
again.
Jeff,
I've only bought it once,
uh,
but I reread it because I have read it, and it was in the bargain bin at Forbidden
Jeffrey Brown.
Planet in Glasgow. That was brilliant.
so Jeffrey Brown.
Yeah, that was great. Read Valerian. Found the 6 issue. I'd never heard of it before, but just happened to have it. Black Hole, Volume 2 of Terra Obscura, which is a Tom Strong spin-off.
Yeah.
That was good. Enjoyed that. That was a science fiction caper with all kinds of weird time stuff going on. But really enjoyable. This Daredevil comic that Nando brought in last month. It's issue 283, August 1990. It's Daredevil with an appearance of Captain America. But what got me was this one's written by Anne Lucenti.
She's good, right?
Yeah, and penciled by Mark Bagley. Because I'm going to have to look up some more of the stuff, because actually Captain America's actually saying stuff that you'd think Captain America would be saying. And early on into it, in the third page, Captain America's giving it, he's pissed off about something. But he's at a newsstand and he's going, oh, not again. We broke international law invading Panama. Now we're breaking the law again with this fabricated drug war. So he's obviously talking about Colombia and Mexico and that. And then he's like, why can't we leave Latin America alone? Haven't we exploited them long enough? And I'm like, okay, now Captain America's saying what he should be saying.
For once.
For once. But he's not in his own comic. So maybe so I was thinking maybe he's allowed.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't be... Because he has a dilemma in this issue where he's like, well, my whole outfit is the Star and Stripes, yet look what we actually do.
Does he change his outfit?
No.
Is this just before he became...
I don't know. I wasn't reading
Oh
this.
God! It went over to the guy that ended up in the West Coast Avengers. God, the outfit was all black.
Yes.
What was it?
Was it US Agent or something?
US Agent. Yeah, he was. Steve Rogers became US Agent,
Right.
and then he disappeared to go and do some sort of mission somewhere, and handed it over to his pal, who was it, Rick Flag?
I don't know. I just remember that.
Yeah,
US Agent.
he handed the mantle over to somebody else who became US Agent.
Right.
And it was the same kind of cap outfit, but it was black, and it didn't have the A, and it had a star on it.
Right.
It was totally it was a wee bit different, so it didn't look like the Stars and Stripes. It looked more sort of just dark superhero kind of thing. But it was a big thing in the West Coast Avengers. He was one of the sort of founding members. Him and Hawkeye. But that was when he was going to the US Agent instead of Captain America.
This guy here, he's invented a vehicle that can run off something that's not petrochemical, basically.
Yeah.
And the story is about how the corporate elite skew this guy in the public eye and make the mob go after him. Not the mafia mob, just people with going, kill this kind of devil work. This kind of palaver. And he commits suicide, and that's also what gets him upset. Captain America is going, is that what this country has come to stand for? A dream crusher. It's really good, and it made me take note. I really enjoyed that. That was good.
So Anne Lucenti, she's known for political writing and stuff.
Oh, right.
She does that a lot.
It's definitely made me
Who's it? Anne
Lucenti, yeah. Nocenti.
Anne Lucenti. Okay.
Yeah, she's a good writer.
Really good, enjoyed that. Valiant, which arrived today in the post, got it off eBay. 1966. Loving it already. Read some. The first thing that struck me is that I don't know what age it's aimed for, but it's probably not aimed for kids older than 12, I think, 13.
Yeah, sounds right.
Yet the writing, you can see why people were a bit more educated and well versed, because they're using vocabulary here that you don't even see anymore in stuff that is for older kids, 16-year-olds and stuff. So it was quite refreshing to see that.
Wounded
Cheyenne staggered to his feet
yeah.
with a savage knife fight ensued. You know, it's really good. But this is actually a historical account. It's got Custer and stuff. Oh, some of this is funny. Yeah, it's good without the.
A high standard
Without
of
the
physical
PC
fitness
correctly.
was expected of all Royal Marine Commandos during World War II, and one of its keenest supporters was the mighty Captain Hercules Hurricane. So it came as a surprise when he was disgruntled to find himself at Little Neverthistle
In
in the rugged north of Scotland for a special battle course.
turns out his auntie's Scottish, so he must have Scottish origin.
See, reading that as a kid though, you'd be like, fucking hell.
Yeah. Really enjoyed it. Billy Bunter, the heavyweight trumpet great. But the see, even this was really good.
Outlanders.
But the ones that I remember which were good were this Kelly's Eye. I used to love the artwork of Kelly's Eye.
You've spoken about that before, yeah.
And the Steel Claw, which is further on.
I've got a couple of Valiants. I should bring them in next time.
Annuals.
No, the
Issues,
weeklies,
yeah. But really enjoying this. I like how they used to be interspersed with stories as well.
Yeah.
I thought this was quite timely reading it now, but it's London's
wow.
Fearless Firefighters.
Yeah.
I've just remembered something.
I've got a victim.
Is it me, or does that look like a doctor's photograph of some kind? It looks odd to me. The ropes on the legs and stuff.
The horse sort of looks like somebody's drew an outline around it.
Yeah, or
And
maybe that's what's happened. Maybe it looks unreal because someone's gone over the photo with line of some
You've also
kind.
got the figure in the foreground.
Yeah.
He's in motion. So
Yeah.
he's blurred, and then the horse is.
I like this
The
caption.
focus is on the
photo.
horse.
Yeah.
Over 6,000 special service calls are attended by London Firemen every year, and the figure is increasing all the time. Here, a crane is used to remove a car from the basement of a house.
Wow.
Really,
Did you have this book when you were younger?
I only had one Valiant annual,
Uh-huh.
and it's knackered. I don't know which one it is because
Right.
it doesn't have the cover anymore, and it was rotting for a while. But absolutely love that. But the thing that took up most of my time in this past month was Providence. Read the whole of Providence.
Wow.
Basically, I was only able to do one a night because it was that kind of involved. But I've got to say from the get-go that thanks to Robert Deary and Joe Linton and Alex Kay from a WordPress blog called Facts in the Case of Alan Moore's Providence, that had I not had their notes per issue to go by, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. I wouldn't have persevered, and I definitely wouldn't have understood nowhere near as much. But they've also annotated Neonomicon and the other things that he's done, the whole universe that has led up to Providence.
Right.
So learned a lot with that, and the comments involved in the blog underneath, because they actively invited people to add comments if they saw stuff, and you know, Providence itself, really enjoyed it. I got to say it was a really good read, thanks to the fact that I was able to understand a lot more.
Yeah.
I didn't really like all the writing at the end, the diary bit, because it started to get a bit, and I got to admit, thanks to these guys, I was kind of reading their summary of what was written in that bit. But I love the format that it was like just comic all the way through. There were no adverts, no nothing, front, back. Really, really good. Yeah, definitely worth it if you've got the notes to understand it. Fantastic. That was it.
Something that I read, and I feel it's timely that I bring it up now,
Okay.
is Spider-Man Annual number 21, where Peter Parker and Mary Jane get married.
Oh yeah.
This was 30 years ago. And I remember they were pushing it at the time. I remember going to comic shops and they had the huge posters of it, the cover. And it was like Spider-Man and Mary Jane getting married. But I never read it until last month. I finally thought, I'm going to read that. And it was, do you know what really, it's like a double-size issue thing, right? And it opens with this Electro. It was Electro robbing a bank, you know, and then Spider-Man stopping him and all that. So you had like 7 or 8 pages of this going on. And they obviously put that right at the start because there was going to be
Nothing else.
nothing else. No more superhero fighting. I don't think there was any more superhero anything. I might be wrong. It very quickly, I was quite surprised. It just turned into like a total
Super Honeymoon.
soap opera, you know. It was like Peter and Mary Jane were having
Was it dialogue and dilemmas and
jitters.
stuff?
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
But like, oh, should I be doing this kind of thing, you know? And there was somebody at Mary Jane's workplace that loved her and was trying to woo her. And of course, he was a millionaire, you know, and he was offering to take her away on jets and all that. And then Peter was, you know, all the usual stuff, my family, Aunt May, blah, blah. And it really went, and of course, I don't know if you remember the cover, but it's the two of them getting married, and then in the back, a load of superheroes all running, and a load of supervillains all running, and they're going to fight at the back.
Yeah.
So, and they were able to do that because he has a nightmare. So he falls asleep and has a nightmare where the wedding's happening, and then all the villains invade and they all fight, and then he wakes up, and then they go and get married. And then actually, it's funny you mentioned the honeymoon. On the last page, it says something like, well, they get married, you turn the page, and then it's like, well, that was some honeymoon, eh, darling? And it's like asterisk, see Peter Parker annual 7 or something. It's like, go there for the honeymoon. Maybe we should have got that one.
So were you slightly disappointed? I'm getting a...
No, the other thing I must mention is Vince Coletta inked it, which is a disaster.
Yeah.
It was bland as hell. And they actually got John Romita Sr. to pencil it. And they might as well have no bothered, you know, by the time Vince Coletta's inked it, it just looks like it's not very good.
Yeah. There's a zombie version of that
It was
cover.
an interesting artefact.
Have you seen the zombie version? Where Peter Parker's taking
Marvel
a bite
zombies.
Peter Parker's taking a bite out of Mary Jane. And it's all these zombie equivalents are running to fight each other.
Yeah.
I always liked those covers. It's not something I would have ever read, the Marvel Zombies, but I always liked the covers because they always just looked interesting.
The cover, this because it's from '87, your black costume for Spider-Man probably isn't known to anybody out with people reading comics. So they've got him in the red and blue on the front, even though at that time he was in the black one. When it opens, he's in the black one, but he's in the red and blue one in this dream he's having. So that could be on the poster.
The original one, right, yeah.
Because they did a big, they staged the wedding and everything as part of the Super Bowl. You know, the entertainment of the Super Bowl.
All right.
The stage. Excuse me. They managed to make a bit of a deal in the media. But you know, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. Anybody at all, you know. Somebody that had nostalgia for 1980s Spider-Man comics.
Yeah.
I guess it was the idea of how were they going to do like actually a wedding is not really superhero fair, is it?
No.
Well,
So I was kind of curious.
Unless something's going wrong.
They animated
well,
it.
remember that Hulk issue that I have?
Yeah, that's right.
Who was it that was getting married again?
It was Rick Jones.
Rick Jones and
God,
I can't remember.
what was her name? She was in it a lot for years.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
But it was like Banner Brain Hulk. So he was speaking
kind of,
sense
yeah.
and having big conversations and everything,
Yeah.
and the whole thing in the issue was all of these supposed
Marlowe.
villains had all been
Marlowe. That's
yeah.
her name. Sorry, it's getting me.
All these supposed villains had been invited to the wedding, but they were all really happy about coming to the wedding. So it was like they were all getting ready to fight them because they were turning up. And they were
For the
being
cake.
Yeah, they were all turning up like, oh, fucking here he comes, coming to ruin the day. And they'd all come in like, oh, we brought you a gift. Like, fucking, what's his name? Drax. Turns up at one point, and they're sitting like, it's Drax, what's he doing here? Like, let's get ready, and everybody's pulling out all the punches, and then all of a sudden it was like Drax came in and cried on them and went, I can't believe you invited me to the wedding, this is amazing. Here, I brought you this from my home planet. Like, may good health and fertility be to you, and then goes and sits down, and everybody's like, what the fuck? And it just kept happening.
His home planet's Earth.
And then it got to the point where it was like, they were sitting like, who orchestrated this? Why are all these villains here, and why they're all being nice? And it was like Mephisto. Turned around and went, it was me, and they all turned around and sort of went, alright, and Mephisto disappears, and nothing happened, and they got married, and then it was like, right, okay, the end.
In fact, I can even remember that to this day, because Mephisto says something like, you'll pay the price or something, but I return. Well, there was a promise of something, and I sat for a good few years, and then I finally just let it go. I thought, nothing's happening.
Nothing happened, no. And that's the one that, mind you, were saying that Death was in it from Sandman. And it was just like, why is she there? Like, why did she... It was so strange. But yeah, you're right, the wedding issues, like, nothing happens.
What about Superman? Did he married Lois, didn't he? Did he marry Wonder Woman?
Oh, fuck knows. That's over now, anyway.
Well, so's Peter Parker and Mary Jane, isn't it?
Thanks to Mephisto.
That was all rewritten.
Yeah.
Oh, he killed
Another
him,
day, I think. Another day when he rewrote everything.
They just wiped it.
Yeah, because fans liked it when Peter Parker was a single, skint for money, unsuccessful student. So Mephisto, I think it was Aunt May was dying or she was dead, and the only way for him to get her back was to make a deal with Mephisto, who would put everything back but change reality for Peter Parker anyway. So all this stuff that's happened just got completely wiped out and rewritten. So no one knows that Peter Parker's Spider-Man. He's never met Mary Jane until later on, and he has all these other humans that come into his life. But
he has met Mary Jane, but she's just not speaking to him. It's so strange. See the page difference. It's like the whole bit he's saying, remember me, we'll meet in another time and all this kind of stuff, and then it just suddenly cuts to an office party, and it's his pal turning and being like, Pete, what's happening, eh? And he's like, oh, she's still mad at me, I don't think she'll ever talk to me again, and that's it. And it's just like, what the fuck happened? You know what I mean? It just suddenly cuts to that, that's it, that's that over now, end of, here starts again.
Haven't read Annual 21. I'm going to carry it in my heart forever that they are married.
Yep.
Okay.
I get to certain points with stories where I just cut off.
Yeah, you're like, that's enough.
Yep, that's it, it's done. Didn't go any further. I do that with films a lot, where they just ruin it. So
well, isn't it funny that the Spider-Man films are getting to that now? It's the latest one, we're like, oh, another one. Even your normal people are like, Spider-Man fatigue. Yeah. They're starting to know what it's like to read Marvel Comics for years now. They're like, oh, not another one, and why have they done this?
I openly heard somebody in the pub last week say, fucking Spider-Man, I do not want to see Uncle Ben die again. And the whole table fucking erupted in laughter. I'm sitting going, if that's just somebody saying that, you know what I mean? It was a group of lads, they're all sitting around I want to see Uncle Ben die again. And then we spoke about it. And then I made the comment I'm sick of seeing the Waynes die in a film. I've seen 6 times I've seen them get fucking shot. Yeah, I see them getting shot all the time, and I'm just like, no, I can't take it anymore.
The Spider-Man wedding has been animated on the 1990s, The Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh,
yeah.
And it was on that episode where Harry Osborn makes a deal with Alistair Smythe and gets his army of superpowered cyborg robots. And he just comes zooming down, interrupts the wedding, and his goblin glider smashes the whole place up. Spider-Man has to fight Osborn, takes him out, destroys all the robots, everything's just scattered. Mary Jane's like, oh, our wedding's ruined. Spider-Man's like, oh no, of course it's not. And because of the terrible practice that this animation studio had for recycling scenes, you see the exact same scene before, not a single scratch in the charts, there's no litter, no debris, everything's perfect, they managed to clean it up brilliantly, but a few episodes afterward you find out that this Mary Jane is actually a creation of Hydro Man. She's made of pure water, and she dies, telling Peter Parker that if she's anything like the real Mary Jane, then she still loves him, that sort of thing. And then afterward you find out the real Mary Jane's in limbo, and Madame Web, after fighting the real Secret Wars, takes Spider-Man to see Mary Jane, even though she could have probably got her a few episodes back instead of holding her away.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I've got loads of new stuff to show off. Only a couple of things that I've been reading, but I'll go through the ones that I've been reading first. I've been reading The Boys recently.
Yes!
Garth Ennis, The Boys, and I've actually been fucking loving it because it's just
The Boys is brilliant.
yeah,
I
it's just pure entertainment. There's it's crass and it's a bit kind of gauche in places and just pretty. But pretty out there.
But at least you can read it with the main character and say the dialogue properly.
In my head, it's still going like.
No, but like, what's he say? Yeah, because I had to say he says that Scottish in the Jings.
What's up here, you wee lass?
Jings. Jinx. Jings.
Oh, Jings.
James Crivens and Help My Bob.
But it's I'm really enjoying it. It's a fun story.
The offshoots are good as well. Well, they're not offshoots. There's
like Butcher's offshoot and stuff.
yeah, Butcher. There's Highland Laddie and Herogasm.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen Herogasm.
Have you read it, The Boys?
No, but because you said Garth Ennis, if it's anything like Etrigan, I'm going to read this.
Oh, it's good. It's really good. Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
good. It's not. It won't
not
be
for
as,
kids.
Yeah.
No, neither
Full of
this one.
swearing,
Yeah.
full of sex, full of
Yeah.
violence, but it's
That's
fantastic.
good, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
and it's not as bad as everybody let on. Everybody kept saying like even like in interviews and everything with not Garth Ennis, but like people of like his peers and whatnot. They speak about The Boys. It's always but The Boys, that takes it that one bit further, and jeez, and I always sit like. It's not that bad. Like it's nothing I've not seen in fucking films or whatever. I mean, it's nothing. There's nothing to it. Crossed, that'd be totally different. Crossed is just ridiculous. But it's at least funny. You know what I
I
mean?
think maybe it upsets some people because of how it portrays superheroes.
Yeah, probably.
Perhaps.
But no, I thought it was fantastic. I was just getting a good laugh out of it. So,
Yeah, it is.
I was really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. I started making my way through my pile from the con. I started off with
That was a con job, innit?
and I got the majority of sort of the Artist Alley stuff because
Oh, good.
that's where the money should go, really. So I read these two by Sammy Boris or Boris. I don't know how to pronounce it. I do.
Boras.
My pronunciations are terrible, but I liked her little style. She gave me a free little mini scene. She was handing them out, free comic thing. Misfits, as in like miscellaneous fits. But this was actually quite funny. It's just a quick thing of pals texting back and forward whilst they're doing like walking the dog and sort of waking up and starting the day and stuff. But it's actually quite entertaining. Like some of them falling over and their dog seeing them and then being like, "Oh, at least nobody else saw me," kind of thing, and the dog's sitting laughing at them. But I find it quite funny. It's just wee sort of day-to-day things. But these two that I picked up off of her, they were only $1.50 each, and it's just wee hourly comic day. She did one for 2016, one for 2017, and she does a good job. And she actually writes in it like, I should really be. There's bits where it's like I should really be doing my pages for such and such hour now, and then she'll do something else and be like, "Oh, I need to go band practice, or I need to get to work, or stuff like that."
I like the art.
Yeah, it's really nice, isn't it? Kind of reminds me a wee bit, just a wee bit like kind of Scott Pilgrim-y kind of.
Yeah.
Brian Lee O'Malley, but better, I would say. She's got a really nice style, but have a look at these. These are quite good.
Cheers.
I also read. I'm assuming it's pronounced Death Rattle. Yeah, Death Rattle by Bob Turner. He gave me free zines out as well. I actually bought this from him and he gave me his card because I bought number 2 because he'd sold out of number 1, and he said, email me and I'll send you issue 1 as a PDF because I've not got any for free. I've not emailed him yet, but he said, here's my card, email it. And he was nice enough to offer us as well if we wanted the entire series of Death Rattle as review copies, and we could sit and have a look at them. And after reading it, it's just there's no words; it's all visual, but it's really nice, very colourful,
Yeah, it's good.
very colourful.
Psychedelic.
And speaking to Bob at the con, he was a very, very nice guy, and he just said himself, in his day-to-day life, he works in insurance. And it's very dull, boring and grey, and at the end of his day he just wants to brighten his life up, so he draws these really overly colourful comics, and I thought, you've sold me. But this wee thing, Death Loves by Bob Turner, is just brilliant. Death loves scythes, Death loves collecting souls, Death loves balloons, Death loves yo-yos, Death loves sports. But it's fantastic. It's really good, really good. I picked up a wee badge from him as well, of just that wee skull logo, but in bright green. Really colourful. Really enjoyed it. I also started this Video Games for Good. It's compiled by Claire Hubbard, but it's like an anthology type thing.
Zoo is in
that. Yeah. I don't think I've reached her story yet, but just the first one. The first one's only that 4 panels, and it got me straight away how Doom causes father-son bonding. His dad's playing Doom, and the son's shouting at him, "Turn left here! No, avoid that demon! Wrong way!" 20 years later, and the dad's driving his son. He's like, "Turn right! No, avoid that badger! Wrong way!" It's really good, short, sweet, to the point. And there's one in here that from a guy that I bought some of his comics, Stephen Ingram. It's really good, really interesting as well. Yeah, it was a nice wee stories. I'm only about halfway through it just now, but really good.
This is good. The Grim Reaper's playing rock, paper, scissors with a stripy cyclops.
Yep. I think is that Zoo at the end? Yeah, it is. Yeah. I've not reached hers yet. But Video Games for Good. That was a good one. I also got. Now I haven't been. This is where it stops. I haven't been reading any of these. These are just ones I picked up. Picked up Hot Shit. Same as Mike. I picked up Left by Stephen Ingram. Looks like a nice wee story. That's finished now. He did 8 parts or something like that of this story. He explained to me what it was at the time. Sam Scott receives an unexpected letter that dredges up a past that she thought that she had successfully run away from. Will she now continue running or confront what she has been hiding from all this time? So I bought the first 2. Thought I'd see what it was like. Nice artwork, so I'm just hoping the story matches up. But if his story is anything to go on in Video Games for Good, then it'll be really interesting. I'll check through that. Also grabbed the. Oh God, how did you say it? It was Modern Slorence, the Canada issue by Neil Slorence. I'm assuming it's just like an autobiographical thing from his travels to Canada, but in all fairness, I like the way that this guy draws very sort of cartoony caricatures. They look really nice. So I was wanting to check that out. I'd been wanting to check that out for a while. I keep seeing his little image of his guy.
Is that Toronto?
Yeah, I think so.
CN
I think it's CN Tower, yeah.
Cheetah.
But I keep seeing his little figurine popping up on. I'm assuming it's him popping up on Twitter and loads of people speaking about it. Right. So, but every time I see it, I think, oh, that's cool. So it was good to finally meet him and pick up something of his. And there's Space Captain, which I picked up. I picked up Chris Baldy's stuff the last time I was there. He's got like little little postcard things with quotes underneath and little headshots of characters like from TV series and stuff like that. He has one with Jim Henson. He's done a little headshot of Jim Henson with Kermit beside him, and it's like, my goal is to leave this world a little brighter for having been there. I thought it was fantastic. And he did another comic that I picked up last year that won the best story or something for Sikra? What's the Sikba? Yeah, I think he won like best original comic or something for that last year or something like that. So I wanted to check out his Space Captain series. It's like a 4-part series, but he's got a nice wee style, and he drew a wee guy on the inside there saying thanks. It's a really nice style, Chris Falvey, Space Captain. I then went past Norrie Miller's table, and he was sitting with it is his other half, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. He was sitting with his other half, Rebecca Horner. So I went over and said hello. And picked up
Space Captain!
Captain of Space.
And picked up his book of his character designs.
Yeah, nice, eh?
Really nice. Really nice. I like Norrie's style. He's got very nice style.
Yeah.
But I always saw Rebecca's Soul. I always saw that front cover and thought it looked really nice.
Yeah,
so I did say to her that I'd seen it popping up before, but she's got a very unique style that I like. So I'm going to get around to reading that quite soon, actually. I just like the way it looks. Are you heading off?
I've got to go, yeah.
Yeah, that's all good. Yeah. So Rebecca's stuff's really nice. I really like that.
Yeah, it's a good book, that Soul.
Yeah, I'm gonna get through that. I'd seen that. I definitely saw that pop up on Twitter a couple of times. I think Norrie originally was maybe like retweeting it, so it kept popping up on the feed. But it was it's a very striking image.
Yeah.
And there was the other ones. Like we said, you got the Toxoplasmosis. Toxoplasmosis, yeah. And I got the sleeping sickness and parasites one as well as Toxoplasmosis. But yeah, I really like Edward Ross's style. So I was quite happy when she said it. When she came away with, these are free, and we worked with Jamie Hall and Edward Ross, and I went, thank you very much. I heard free anyway and was right in. David was kind enough to give me away Treehouse issue 3. Should I say that? You at liberty to give them away.
I'll get away with that. That's fine.
The first one that you appeared in as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, number 3, yeah.
But
Norrie Miller cover.
Yeah, Norrie Miller cover as well.
Exploding kind of thing.
Yep, and the fingers all melting into it. 2014. Getting on now.
Time flies.
But it's one of my favourite Skip Toby's as well.
Oh yeah, brilliant.
With the hackers. Was that the one that you read out?
Is that a time travel thing?
No. That's the hackers. That's the...
I can't remember. I've seen him do 2 readings. The first one was like a time travel involved thing.
Password 1! Yeah, I think I remember him doing that.
Yeah, there was like a room, and inside it was the master computer thing.
Yeah.
Is that one?
Yeah, that's that one. He stomps on it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And it's your one's about time travel.
That's right. Yeah.
The coffee machine one, which I always sat being like, get off me.
What?
Just because she was trying to get the coffee machine, and then somebody else has already fucking done it because they've nabbed it.
Well, that's her in the future.
Yeah.
She keeps screwing herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Oh, on another subject, I've just remembered the name of the other angel in Dragon Ball Super. Her name is Vedas, which is vodka.
Huh.
I liked this in the Dragon Ball Super that you've got, and it's got a little bit written by the artist,
Yeah.
and he says, "It's been a year since I started working on Dragon Ball Super," and that made me stop and look at this book. It's got like 300 pages in it.
There will be a lot of volumes in that, and
So he's done that in a year.
yeah,
Great, good work rate.
probably more. That's probably less than a year. It's usually when Akira Toriyama was doing it, he did all the script, he did all the artwork, everything. It's just one man did the whole thing, and he'd have a deadline as well. He published them in Shogun Jump magazine.
Yeah.
So he would have to dedicate every spare bit of time he had to doing manga, and plus at the same time he's writing Dr. Slump and sometimes Sandland, and his studio, Bird Studio, which is a pun on his name Toriyama, because Tori's bird in Japanese. They do computer games.
You know,
He's
it's
doing
not-
character
it's not a bad-
designs for computer
It's
games.
not a bad way to live, though, is it? You know,
Nah,
just
nah.
working, totally devoted to doing
Yeah,
this.
and he's the second best-selling Japanese manga artist of all time.
Yeah.
The first one, I'm not the biggest of fans. The first one did One Piece.
I had a couple of other ones. I say a couple. I've got a pile behind me as well. I've managed to actually find an issue of Superman with the red and blue
Nice.
costume. 1998, number 16. Although it says number 16, but then it also says number 134.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's number 16 in that series.
Oh,
And number 134 of Superman.
right.
But this is Behold the Millennium Giants.
The Millennium Giants.
But I need to find more of these. You can find them so easy on eBay, but that's just a total cop out to be like, right, okay, all of them, right, I'm done.
Make a project of it.
Yeah,
Pick them up as you.
I actually want to pick them up as I go, and I want to get to the point where I'll find one at a con and be like, oh, this is great, and then I'll get home and go, oh, fuck, I've already got it.
That's annoying.
And I love it. I love getting to that stage where
Yeah.
you're actively seeking them out so intently that you don't even care. You pick it up and go, nah, that's another one.
Mm-hmm.
But you've already got it. So I want to get to that stage.
I've done that in the black hole a couple of times.
I can imagine. I also picked up a couple of issues of Kevin Smith's Bionic Man. I wanted to give it a shot, and I couldn't find number 1, but I did find 3, 4, and 5. And a couple of issues of Russell by Jeff Smith, number 3 and number 5.
Good series.
I would like to get that whole series in that form as well.
Yeah, that's good.
Be good in a book, but I think I'd quite like the single issues.
I
They've
think
got good
there's like
covers.
9 of them or something.
Yeah, slightly more, I think.
Is that
Slightly.
I can't remember.
I picked up this in Forbidden Planet because it was only a £5. Down from like 25 quid or something like that.
Is that because of the
24.99.
damage on the cover?
I think so, but I think they also just couldn't figure, so they just went, £5. The damages on things doesn't seem to bring the price down in Forbidden Planet. Seriously.
Yeah.
Remember that Kirby thing that we saw? The big giant size thing.
Oh yeah, the massive box
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And it was like 130 quid down to 90.
Yeah.
And it was
You're forgetting your wallet. Oh.
yeah, and it was absolutely buggered. Like the box was just
Yeah, somebody had been thrown out the window.
it'd been done out.
Chewing it.
Yeah, and it like the whole front cover bit. It was like it was faded because it had been like thrown across the floor. So there was
Kept
just
it in the
scratch.
sunlight.
Yeah, and they're like, just reduce it by like 40 quid.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, fucking stick that down at 20 quid. What's wrong with you? No, you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
I would understand if it was maybe still a wee bit higher, like 50 quid or something. But come on, 130 down to 90. But anyway, I digress. So Leaf by I think it's Daishu Ma. But it's another one that relies just purely on
Silence.
Visual, yeah,
Mhm.
silence. I tend to find a lot of these are more interesting because you're having to kind of fill in the blanks
Mm-hmm.
and you're having to let your imagination figure out what's going on.
The connection between
Yeah.
each picture, yeah.
They really have to explain things as well. Like they really have to go into great detail to kind of get the message
Yeah.
across if they're
Yeah.
going for something specific. So yeah, I'm interested to get into this. It's really nice style. It's predominantly black and white except stuff to do with light or
Mhm.
if they want to draw your attention to one specific object. But yeah.
It's a really
nice.
different way of reading, isn't it?
Yeah.
Than reading a lot of words on a page.
And what I like about this as well is you can see it where they've done all the pencil and they've went
Ah.
over the lines.
Right.
They've
Good.
not hidden it and they've not hidden the little construction
Yeah.
lines as well.
Mhm.
So it's good. There's no rubbing out or anything, it's just purely
I think
pencil.
that's fascinating when they don't draw the panel border. I
Mm.
don't know why. It's like reality's broken down, you know. That's the edges of the universe for each panel, yeah?
Yeah.
And it's just not there
Mhm.
for all these panels.
Yep.
It's kind of like The Arrival, Sean Tan, have you seen that one?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. It looks great.
No, but it's similar style.
I know what you mean, yeah, very similar style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that though. Like the story never.
Yeah, it didn't really grab me, but
No.
it did look nice, and you
Yeah.
could tell it was a good
I used to
good
have. I
story.
used to have that.
Yeah.
I think I'd give it to a pal that quite liked it or something like that. So that was my pickups from
Very nice.
Glasgow.
Mm-hmm.
And recently we went on a wee bit of a shopping spree, but just kind of looking in, see where I could get bargains.
Mm-hmm.
I got Castro for like £6 at FOP,
Very nice.
so I was quite chuffed by that.
Mhm.
That's Reinhard Kleist. Kleist? I think it's Kleist.
I'd be guessing.
Yeah, I think it's Kleist, but I have actually read quite a lot of Castro. I've not made my full way through it yet. I'm thinking about halfway mark.
Mm-hmm.
But that was with like library copies. But I'm
Yeah.
quite happy to actually own it because it's really nice.
Nice, isn't it? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice line working.
Mm-hmm. The speech bubbles are a wee bit jarring, but
Well, yeah, slightly different style,
Yeah.
Big thick line, and then
tiny writing.
yeah,
I take it that writing's also computer.
Yeah.
Looks like it.
Yeah. But it tells like every aspect of Castro's story right through to when he goes from revolutionary to dictator, effectively, which is good. It doesn't shy away from the fact. Picked up iZombie in Oxfam for like £3 or something like that, so I was quite chuffed. But I just wanted a nice wee bit of Mike Allred art. Even if I don't really like the story, I know I've not read it, but even if I didn't like the story, I'll be happy just to sit and stare at Allred's art.
it's always good.
Oh, he's such a good artist. Such a good artist. It's ridiculous. It's actually to the point where I look at it and go, how can someone be so fucking talented?
Did you ever read that Superman Madman crossover he did? And
No, I've not, and I bloody should have as
Yeah,
well.
that'd be up your street.
Yeah. Also, finally got my own copy of My Friend Dama.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Fucking Derf, man. What a guy.
Yeah, he's good.
It was sitting in Waterstones and they weren't actually asking too much of a bad price, to be honest. It wasn't $11.99. I'm sure they had a sticker up here and I pulled it off for like £8 or something like that. But we had a voucher as well, which meant it got a wee bit cheaper. So
good.
oh, so good. And remember I said to you at the time when I was first reading it, it actually creeped me out properly.
That's right. Yeah.
I was loving it, reading through it, and really loving the way the art was and the story was flowing. It's got a really nice flow to it. But I started having really weird dreams where Dahmer was standing at the end of my bed looking at me because of the way he'd drawn him in the book. And I started thinking just the white glasses, because it's like the reflection with the silhouette, and I could see him at the end of the bed. Really creepy. So that was what I picked up in
I
Edinburgh.
read this, Mike.
Mm-mm.
My friend Dana. Great book.
And I picked up a couple of things on eBay because they were going really cheap.
Nice.
A couple of Peter Bags, other stuff. Which I can't believe this. I picked this up for like it was $2.50 or something, free postage. It's like split new.
Great.
It said it was used, and I can't see maybe a wee bit on the corner here.
Yeah, nothing to
But-
complain about.
No, not at all. It just
That's chock full of good stuff.
yeah. Oh, he's got. Oh, there's Dober.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just his style is fantastic as well. I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. He's done. He did a story in the first time I ever saw Peter Bag. He did a story in a Matrix anthology comic.
Yeah.
And it was them coming out of having seen the film and they're talking about it and just being like, fucking bullshit, man, blah blah blah. And then as they're like walking out of the coffee shop after having their talk about it, it's everybody in the coffee shop is actually an agent and they're going like, they're not onto us yet, don't worry.
Yeah.
It's great. It's fantastic.
Oh, I'll tell you another thing I forgot to bring with me. I forgot to bring Shanko, Flesh,
Oh, the polar bear.
and Judge Dredd Volume 1.
Oh yeah.
Giuseppe would have been really surprised. Three more graphic novels and I forgot to bring them.
Well, he was with us at the con. He saw them. Well, at least I think he saw you pick them up. I also grabbed this because it was only
Hey, buddy.
$3.50. I think $3.50 I managed to get this for.
Volume 1
Yeah, volume 1.
of Hate, yeah.
And I managed to miss out on it before, so I grabbed it this time when I seen it. And when I missed out on it before, I missed out on it for £1. So I was quite chuffed to get it for $3.50. This one's a bit more used, but it's still nothing to write home about. It's still pretty much really good nick. But yeah, I'm interested to get cracked in about that. And the last one that I picked up was Mudman. We were speaking about Image Comics, and I went on eBay just to have a look and see what kind of Image Comics were coming up, and I just came across this Mudman, and I just like the fact that it was Mudman.
Yeah.
It's got a nice wee style to it as well. I think it looked really nice. So yeah, I grabbed it. I don't know if it'll be any good or what, but looks pretty decent. Nice wee art style about it. And I like
That's good.
I like the thought of somebody being compiled out of mud as a superhero. So yeah, there's my pile. Kind of knackered after getting through all that now.
Good.
Oh dear. Well guys,
Aye.
that was good. It was good. Thank you very much, folks.
Cheers.
Hello, Tom here. Just wanted to follow up on some of the books that I spoke about in this podcast, or some of the ones that were spoke about in general, that I'd grabbed at the Glasgow Comic Con. So, here we go. I'm going to start off with Mike was talking about hot shit, and he goes into great detail. I grabbed hot shit as well. It actually comes in a VHS box, and I bought the pack that you could pick 2 badges as well with it. So I got one that just simply says hot shit and witness the shitness. Comes with a wee postcard as well with hot shit, witness the shitness on it as well. But it's good. It's an interesting little read. The book itself is like a VHS tape on the front with the hot shit colour, 121 minutes approximate. 18 rated. Not for sale or hire in Australia or New Zealand, made in the UK. But it's like it plays out like a trailer for the film in the book. but it's full of jokes, and it's got the little bit where it's like, you know, the little wreaths either side, and it's winner of such and such in the date. So you got like winner of fastest running down the middle of the street, winner of most tasteful male shower scene, nominated best jump into water to avoid getting blown up. They're all 1987. But yeah, all the jokes and the fact that it's got a song and little blurbs at the back that are funny. You know, little bits with joining the Jack Shit fan club. It's actually a really good looking book as well. The art's fantastic, and the writing for it is it could be ripped straight from a 1980s film. It's just that kind of garish, like really crap dialogue and everything, just the puns and this kind of stuff all around his name because it's Jack Shit. It's fantastic. Like I say, Mike spoke about it as well, but I grabbed it. I just wanted to give you my take. It's that's worth it's worth looking up though. By his name's not explicitly on the front, so by Gordon Johnston. So Hot Shit by Gordon Johnston. That's a really good one. Next we have Video Games for Good, compiled by Claire Hubbard. I think Claire Hubbard's got a piece in this as well. Yeah, she does. But this was the one that I was speaking about. That's all based around. I said by accident. I said comic books in the podcast, but what I actually meant was video games. But it's all just individual stories, an anthology of different video game stories and pieces. Has such people as David B. Cooper, Stephen Ingram, Gemma Ingram, Claire Hubbard, like I say, has one in it as well. Jenny Griffith, Neil Florence has one in there. Stephen Goodall, Zuzana Dominiak. I'm pretty sure that's how David said that you pronounce Dominiak, but Zoo has one in the end there as well. I think some of my favourites from that were actually Stephen Ingram's. Let's have a look. Gemma Ingram's one was really good. I like Neil Lawrence. That was a good one. Actually, Claire Hubbard's one was really good as well. They've all got their own, because it's an anthology. It's all, you know, you can do their unique style, but they're all really good. Like you normally with an anthology, there'll be at least one or two that you're like, but these are all top form, definitely. Jay Sharp, that was a good one. Going through the years of him and, I'm assuming it's either him and his mate or him and his brother. I'm going to say him and his pal. But it's going through like different versions of them playing Nintendo and then what they think it's going to be like in the future, which kind of looks like Google Glass mixed with some projection. But it's good. And they've got the cat in there in different positions, and then it's like, you know, the picture of the cat, so I'm assuming the cat's not with them anymore. And then at the end it's like the cat's a hologram. But nice style to it. I like Neil Sloan's one. That's just, I love his little caricatures. They're brilliant. But his little story on Zelda is amazing, and how he made friends through it. But yeah, Video Games for Good. That was a really good one. They've got little blurbs that everybody says in the back as well about who they are and what they liked about video games and what inspired them with it. I didn't get on to the free ones, the Toxoplasmosis, Parasites and Sleeping Sickness. I haven't got on to them yet. They look great because, like I say, it was Edward Ross, and he's got a very good style. Check out Filmish. That's a good book. But these, I can't believe they were giving them away. They're excellent. They're absolutely fantastic. There was Death Rattle. Now, Bob Turner, Bob Ross, gave us the first part and the last part of Death Rattle as well. It's a really nice story. No words, all just very colourful imagery about a guy kind of on the run from death, and he has to keep playing him at rock, paper, scissors along the way. He's sent to get an object. It's like a skull thing, skull screw head thing. Started off, it's really like fun, fast paced. It's really like the colours are just so vibrant, and he's got like a really unique cartoony style to it. He has in each one of them as well. He's got these massive splash pages that have got like 36 panels on each page, but they just make up one big picture with like little bits of what he's doing within the building or whatever. It's fantastic. I would certainly recommend grabbing this one. Death Rattle's amazing. That's a DTHRTL, but just so colourful and amazing. I won't give it away, but I won't give anything away about it. But it's definitely worth a read, 100%. Bob does stuff through his own publication, Castle Rock, but all very vibrant, very colourful. You can grab stuff across. I think he's got like an Etsy or a Big Cartel or something like that. I think. Yeah, he does. He has a Big Cartel. You can get him across at Twitter and everything as well, though. On Castle Rock, and he gave away a free zine. I know I'm kind of covering ground because I think I'd spoke about this on the podcast, but the Read Death Loves zine was in the same sort of thing, but as Death Rattle, but it's nice. He's got a very, very, very nice style. I bought 2 little zines, I said, by Sammy Boras. Honestly, one of these days I'll get it right. I spoke about them, but honestly, Sammy's stuff is incredible. She does these little sketches of bands that she goes and sees. So if you follow her on, I think she's on Instagram as well, but I think follow her on Twitter, you can get all them. She posts when she goes to see a band play. She posts these little like sketches that she does at the time, and they're just so incredible. Like, it just captures the likeness of the bands like insanely well. I mean, I don't even have to have seen the band to know that that's what they look like. So it's really good, really, really good. So that's definitely well worth a look. Her little zine Misfits, like miscellaneous fits. I spoke about that as well, but that was nice of her to give that away. And actually, I can't believe that they actually were just giving some of these things away, because they're incredible. You could have charged for them, definitely. Modern Slongs, the Canada issue. I absolutely bloody love this. Just because he's got such a nice wee cartoony style, but the way that Neil writes it is honestly just like it's just step by step taking you through the day, the time that he had in Canada, and just very simple. You don't have to think about it or anything, but it kind of just makes you reflect upon kind of against your own feelings as well. Like, I don't know why, but as I was sitting reading through it, I'm sitting thinking, like, oh that's kind of how I feel with X, Y, and Z situation. Like, you put a thing, there's a bit in the middle that he has. I'll quickly read it. It says, I was feeling a bit bad about eating all this stuff, but I told myself I was on holiday, and I also felt I earned it. In the past year, I've been trying to keep a better eye on what I'm eating and exercise more. At the start of 2016, my BMI was, in inverted commas, obese. And although people told me I didn't look it, I definitely felt it and had done for a long time. I don't know what clicked, but I started making small changes. I joined the gym, and although I went a lot, my diet was still garbage, and it took me a long time to get that in check. But when I did, I started slowly but surely losing weight, clothes started fitting better, I went down 2 jean sizes and generally felt a bit fitter. I definitely had my ups and downs though through it. I messed up a lot, went on the odd mad binge, and I tried not to beat myself up and just get back on it the next day. And it's got him stuffing his face with pizza saying, I need this. Like, it goes on after that. But that little tangent, that page, that little 6-panel page tangent, just really made me think. Like, that's how I felt a lot of the time. I used to be quite big when I was younger, and I kind of went on a health binge, and I've been trying to do that a wee bit more recently, and I kind of had a moment where I did that, but I kind of went the opposite way and ended up losing too much weight. But I've just started kind of looking after myself and just kind of reflect those little reflection points in between whilst he's going through his trip at Canada is what kind of made that a very good and easy read. But just, I don't know, just kind of sticks with you. Definitely sticks with you. So yeah, Modern Slorence, the Canada issue, Neil Slorence, that was really good. I also grabbed Space Captain, Chris Baldy, and is it Baldy or Baldy? You have to let me know. And Michael Park. But yeah, I mean, Chris's art is great. He's got a great, unique kind of cartoony style as well. Bit more real than Neil's stuff, but still very much cartoony and dealing with like aliens and frozen space captains and whatnot. I'm not going to say much on the story. It's just it seems like this is only the first issue. I very much intend on grabbing the rest of it next time I go to a con that Chris is at. I grabbed his newest book a wee while back when I was at the Glasgow con, not this year but last year, and really loved the story and style of that one. Never Ever After, I think is what it's called. But that was good. It's the same kind of style, but this one's, I don't know, the pacing and the action, and it's really, really good. I've not really got a bad word to say about any of them, to be honest. So if you were expecting me to sit and diss any of them or anything, then you're going to be sorely disappointed. These are too good to say anything. But this is a must read as well. Space Captain, and there is 4 or 5 issues of that. So yeah, get on them definitely. They're a must read as well. Another definite must read is Saul by Rebecca Horner. Jeez, this woman can draw. The style, the story just threw me through a loop and had a wee tear come in. It was just fantastic, and it's not exceptionally long, and it doesn't really have like a lot of panel work in it. It's a lot of big like spreads. There is panel work in it. Don't get me wrong. There is like 5 panels, but it's not conventional in any way, shape, or form. You've got like 3 little panels up the top in some of them, and then like maybe like an eye shape, one in the middle, and then one's a curving along the bottom. It's so interesting. She plays with the comic dynamics so well. But the big spreads, the double page spreads of our protagonist walking from her kind of village and cottage up to like a temple and putting this like coin shield type thing into the kind of empty vessel in the temple, and setting this big soul sun charged energy, a light in it. Oh, it's fantastic. Like I say, it's got an undertone to it that could give you a very emotional ride through it. But the design behind this is just unreal. It's just so beautiful, incredible art, and just a very striking cover. I'd always seen the cover. I said to Rebecca and Nori, when I approached their table, I said to them that I'd seen the cover going about on Twitter, and it was just so eye catching. I had to get it, had to grab it. It was good to see. But yeah, Rebecca Horner's Saul, I would definitely recommend that. I would keep an eye out for Rebecca's stuff on Twitter as well, because it's just, or Instagram, because the little previews and stuff that she puts up are just out of this world. Incredible colours. Got a really good colour palette as well. Very pastel-y, but kind of dark, with just like big bright colours coming in the backs of things, and some characters have like really quite bright hair and stuff. It's just, yeah, it's a definite grab. Next we had Stephen Ingram's Left series. Now I grabbed the first two, and I didn't really look up anything on it. I didn't really flick through them. I just liked the covers, looked quite interesting. The first one just with his character looking out the window, and the second just sitting at the bus stop. But it's like there's kind of like a creepy character at the end of the bus stop. So I thought there'd be like a weird kind of mystery thing going on about this. The little blurb at the back reads, Sam Scott receives an unexpected letter that dredges up the past that she thought she had successfully run away from. Will she now continue running or confront what she has been hiding from all this time? This is the first part of the story. Look for more in part 2 and beyond, coming soon. I think Mr. Ingram's finished this, because he had all of it on sale at the con. I should have just grabbed it all, because it's actually a really good story. Very intriguing. Just a girl having fled a kind of cult, and they looked to have maybe tracked her down. But a lot of stuff about missing ears and whatnot. It's it's very interesting. Very keeps you on the edge. It keeps you on your toes. Even in the first two, I was kind of wondering like what's going to happen. So I'll have to grab the next ones of these as well. But Left, that's a good one. Second to last, I picked up Digital Memories. Now it's a lot of just Nori's sketches. It's not like a story or anything. It's just these character sketches. But Nori Miller's style is just unreal. I honestly don't see how Nori hasn't been picked up by some of the big comic book companies yet, because my God, he's incredibly talented, but he's just he can bloody draw. He's got Swamp Thing in here. There's Conan. There's Black Canary. There's a Craven. There's a Jubilee. There's a Cyclops, as in X-Men Cyclops. What else? We've got a Samus with Daft Punk at the end, which I went through this whole book like mouth agape, absolutely loving it. The first one, the Kid Nova as well, that was really cool. And just coming to Daft Punk at the end, it's so incredible. And that lighting that he's got with the pink on the side, it's just out of this world, man. You can get Nori on Instagram and Twitter as well. He's really good to follow, because he puts up little character ones every now and then. He had a series of them that was like Happy Bane. He was in these pair of sneakers and just looking really happy, as opposed to being like angry sort of Bane, like oh the darkness. He looks so chuffed. But there's a nice little there's a funny little sketch on the back of Nori's Digital Memories book as well. I'm not going to say what it is, but you'll have to grab it to have a look, because it's funny. I picked it up and showed it to the rest of the guys, and they had a wee giggle. David had already seen it previously, and he thought I would find it funny. Last but not least, I said that David had given me Treehouse issue 3. Now, I actually downloaded all the Treehouse comics a while back. They were kindly giving them away online as digital copies. I don't know if they're still doing it or not, but it was kind of like a pay what you want type thing, and I was massively skint at the time. So I'm going to apologise, guys, that I've grabbed them all for free, but I will probably grab them all in actual form. Not probably, I will grab them all in actual form when you have a next launch or something like that, because they're really good. These little anthologies that are made in Dundee by all these different artists, these kind of collectives. Yeah, they're really good. David, our David from the show actually contributes to them. Regulars are Norrie Miller, because Norrie Miller does the cover for this one as well, with a guy with like his head being blown away, and he's kind of melding into the book. But there's Norrie Miller, David Robertson, Neil Scott, Andy Herd, David Peter Kerr. In this one we've got Avril Smart and Jules Valera. Stuart McAdam. He contributes to the sort of later ones. I think Stuart and Neil are the guys that run Treehouse, if I remember rightly. I may be talking shit, but I'm pretty sure they were anyway. I'd read number 3 before. It's definitely worth it for Norrie's story and for... Actually, you know what? This one's actually really, really good. I've read this one a couple of times. I think it's probably one of my favourites. Because Jules' opening one and Avril's piece after that are really nicely done. And one of David's story in here is one of my favourites that he does, of a woman kind of travelling to get a coffee machine, and she's travelling in time, and I won't give you any more than that because it's well worth a look. And Neil's little hawk character, the Bad Eagle, I love that. I really like that. But it has one of my favourite Skip Tobies by Andy Herd, Andy Pandy on Twitter, if I remember rightly, Pandyland. But this is the one where Skip Toby infiltrating a hacker gang. Yeah, it's well worth a read, definitely. Treehouse number 3, or Treehouse in general. Treehouse usually put out some amazing stuff. But that's my little after piece. Just thought I'd follow up on that because I didn't want you thinking that all you were going to get was, oh yeah, got this, cool. No, I did actually read them, and not long after it as well. I put little pieces out on Twitter and whatnot about them. Thank you, folks. Thanks for listening to my ramblings there. Hope you enjoyed the podcast this week. We will see you next time. Continue to stay up to date with That Comic Smell on Twitter @ThatComicSmell. You can also send us any comments or queries at thatcomicsmell@gmail.com. To listen to our previous episodes or to follow us or subscribe, you can reach us at SoundCloud, YouTube and iTunes. Thanks for listening. The music that was playing today was the band Domiciles, the track being Nothing's Ever Changed in the Whole Time That I've Been Here. You can check out Domiciles on Bandcamp to get that song. You can also find them on Facebook and Twitter